Right now, 4th of July celebrations are in full swing this weekend. A closer look at how some in Dane County are celebrating. Plus, protests and rallies continue a week after the Supreme Court overturns Roe v. Wade. Why so many are speaking up still. And the inspiring story of a paddle boarder from Canada who isn't letting a disability keep him from reaching his dreams. We're going to share his story across the Great Lakes coming up at 10. The 4th of July is right around the corner, but the festivities for nation's independence have already begun. Our Tahlil Mahadin visited WISC-Stevens earlier today as they opened their gates. She joins us now and shares what they had in store.
Brad, this is what fireworks looked like downtown only minutes ago. But even before that, and before everything got started, there was plenty for people to see, hear, drink, and eat, and people wasted no time taking advantage of a good reason to have some fun. Gearing up for the only downtown Madison fireworks show.
It's a good community event. You throw a blanket down, enjoy some live local music, and enjoy a large fireworks show later this evening.
Hundreds of people securing their spots.
There's demand and interest for a good community event.
Some of them are eager to celebrate the red, white, and blue.
It's just a fun time to be with family and have yummy food and fun memories made.
Others turned up to WISC-Stevens Field just looking for something to do on a Saturday night.
Just an excuse to have a party. Hanging out with friends, having a few drinks.
New to the city,
I'm all the way out from California.
And finding out what it has to offer. But others are longtime residents, only new to the festivities.
I just looked up fun things to do in Madison for the 4th of July.
Event organizers say they're happy to have all kinds of people.
Just great to get people down here in advance of the 4th of July weekend to enjoy some music, food, and fireworks.
And they also say since last year, they've learned a lot.
Well, the show was good last year. We've been able to work with the footprint of the facility in the neighborhood to expand the show to make it a little bigger and a little longer.
Hoping to go out this year with an even bigger bang. Another fireworks show is set for tomorrow with the Madison Mallards at Warner Park. And for a full list of events to celebrate the 4th in our area, you can visit channel3000.com.
Yeah, as Tahlil just mentioned, make sure to check out channel3000.com. There's plenty of options around town. In Madison specifically, you can watch the show at Warner Park after the Mallards game tomorrow, as we just talked about. And outside the city, there's also different shows in DeForest, Evansville, Monona, and many more. Again, we've got that full list, including times and locations, up on our website. That's channel3000.com. Flight cancellations, delays, and packed airports and roads, all dampening the 4th of July holiday weekend for millions of travelers. According to FlightAware, around 600 flights across the U.S. were canceled this afternoon, and more than 2,600 were delayed. This holiday weekend was expected to be the biggest travel weekend for the U.S. in years. Friday, the TSA says that it screened nearly 2.5 million passengers, the highest number since before the COVID pandemic.
Lines are a lot longer than they usually are. I think that it's good to leave early.
The surge comes as airlines deal with some major staffing shortages. Delta issuing a waiver allowing travelers to change their tickets for free. And now Tropical Storm Colin is pushing towards the eastern coast, threatening to disrupt travel even more. All right, speaking of that weather, let's get a look at your holiday forecast with Chief Meteorologist Gary Canulti on the weather patio.
Well, Brad, the timing of the showers today was good because they got out of the way in time for the fireworks display over at WISC-Stevens Field. The live view from the Edgewater Sky Camp skies are partly cloudy here in Madison. The time lapse shows that we had some clouds and some sunshine to start the day, but the clouds won out during the afternoon and some showers rolled on through, but the skies started to clear a little bit out towards sunset. On Doppler track, the last of the showers pretty much have fizzled out over southeastern Wisconsin. High temperatures today made it into the middle 80s before the showers arrived. Temperatures dropped a good 10 to 15 degrees when the showers moved in. Right now we're in the middle 60s, but dew point temperatures have creeped up into the lower 60s thanks to the showers that came through earlier. There could be a little patchy fog overnight. But tomorrow should be a dry day. Look for a high of 86 degrees with partly sunny skies. Humidity shouldn't be too bad for tomorrow, but that will increase for the 4th of July Monday, and unfortunately that would lead to better chances for showers and thunderstorms. High temperature topping out at around 83 degrees. Later on, I'll take a look at a forecast that does include some more much-needed rain for the middle part of next week.
Yeah, rain is a good thing. Thanks, Gary. Madison police are investigating after someone vandalized a church on the city's east side. Vandals spray painted a message on the front door of St. Bernard Catholic Church. The message message contains profanity and criticizes the church's stance on abortion. It also accuses the church of being responsible for the deaths of Native American children. We did try to reach out to church members and leadership, but they declined to be interviewed. Officers say the graffiti was likely done overnight, and anyone with information should please call police. Protesters are still in the streets 1 week after the Supreme Court overruled Roe v. Wade. Our Catherine Merck was at a peaceful protest and talked with organizers about why they think it's important to be out there this weekend.
It's been 8 days of these chants.
Losing our right to abortion is a huge right that was just stripped from us.
At the state capitol, Jazz Gord and Sasha Sad say each day is important.
So we're trying to grow a movement by hosting events here in the downtown area and educating people and making them aware of what's going on.
On the weekend that's planned to celebrate our country, these protesters say there's no better time to speak out.
This is a cause that needs to be fought for, especially on this weekend, because this is independence. This is us getting our rights back that they are taking from us.
I think it's important for us to take back this holiday and to kind of show them that we're not going to lay down quietly and just take this sitting down.
Yes. 8 days later, it's hard to tell what the future of these reproductive rights protests look like. They continue to become smaller and smaller in Madison. But the organizers say their message to their political leaders is still heard loud and clear.
We need to do something, because if we don't, they're just going to let it die down. They're just going to pretend it never happened, and we can't let them do that.
In Madison, I'm Catherine Merck for News 3 Now.
Today's protest organizers handed out flyers to get the word out about protests that are going to be planned on Independence Day as well. The High Court's decision has raised fears of those undergoing fertility treatments like in vitro fertilization. One round of IVF could result in multiple embryos, which are typically frozen. Some embryos that are not viable or genetically abnormal are discarded to increase the chances of a successful pregnancy. A legal expert says that if states pass fetal personhood laws, that could give rights to embryo, and destroying an embryo could result in a homicide.
So we're going to see these kind of fertility tourists, where we are going to see that people that have stored embryos are going to try to move the embryos because of this uncertainty and fear that they wouldn't have control of what to do with their embryos, that they would have to implant them or that they couldn't discard them.
Right now, IFE is currently legal in all 50 states, and experts believe it's unlikely that the reversal of Roe is going to have an immediate impact on medically assisted reproduction. A silver alert has been issued for a Berlin man who officials say left his home Saturday morning. William Lee, who is just 73 years old, was last seen around his home at 6 a.m. Officials said William suffers from dementia and did not take his medication last night. He is white, about 5'11", with blue eyes and gray hair. Anyone with information about Williams' whereabouts should contact police. The Uvalde School District's police chief has stepped down from his position in the city council just weeks after being sworn in. This comes as allegations that he botched his team's response to the mass shooting at their elementary school continue. He told a local news station in Uvalde that his resignation is, quote, the best decision for Uvalde. In a Senate hearing last month, an official with the Texas Department of Public Safety called the police response a failure. A tragic story out of suburban Minneapolis. The bodies of 3 children and their mother have now been recovered from a lake in a possible suicide. A murder-suicide. Dive team Saturday morning found the bodies of 2 children and their mother in the lake north of St. Paul. This followed a search that began Friday night when the first of 3 children was found. Authorities also found a man that was dead at a home on Friday. They believe these 2 incidents are related.
This is one of the most difficult things that we have to deal with. Not only are we trying to recover these folks, but a lot of us have our own families, our own children, and it's really difficult.
All the children, 2 boys and 1 girl, were all under the age of 6. New York police have arrested a man in connection to a fatal shooting of a woman who was taking a walk with her newborn. Officers are charging 22-year-old Isaac Argo with murder and criminal possession of a weapon. 20-year-old Isaiah Johnson was shot at point-blank range Wednesday while pushing her 3-month-old in a stroller. Police say Argo is the child's father. The newborn was unharmed. Johnson's family says that she was a victim of domestic violence.
No, that this city right now in this state failed my daughter.
According to police, officers responded to the call in January where Johnson alleged being pushed by Argo while she was pregnant, saying she didn't want the father in the baby's life. Records do not indicate an order of protection was filed. Meanwhile, in Massachusetts, about 40 people were left hanging at the Southwick Zoo, literally. That's because the zoo's Sky Ride got stuck on Friday. The ride runs over about a third of the park, giving guests a bird's eye view of all the animal exhibits below. About half of the guests were taken off before the fire department arrived. The other 20 people were hard to reach and stuck in some of those areas.
We are aware of the ride here, but obviously when it goes through trees, which is great for the customers of the Southwick Zoo, it makes rescuing them a little bit tougher.
It took about 2 hours to get everyone off. Thankfully, no one was injured. The ride has been closed out of an abundance of caution. The teenage girl who was attacked by a shark in Florida on Thursday is now telling her story. Addison Bethea says that she was attacked while scalloping with her brother. Bethea says that while the shark was latched onto her leg, she tried to fight back. Her brother even jumped into the water, helping beat the shark off of her.
So then I remember from watching like Animal Planet to like you're supposed to punch him in the nose or something like that, and I was like couldn't get around to his nose the way he bit me.
Once out of the water, Bethea's father, Sean, says her brother, who was a firefighter first responder, boated them back to Keaton Beach, where she was airlifted to Tallahassee. Marine biologists say that shark attacks are pretty rare, but they say oftentimes these attacks are now slightly usual during this time of year, as usually a lot of these happen in September in Florida. Next at 10, a paddleboarder isn't letting his disability stop him from achieving his dreams. His inspiring story is coming up. And there's going to be a weather delay as a hot air balloon festival is getting stuck in Utah. Gary's going to have much more on that, plus the latest forecast when he returns.
Those brave men and women of our armed forces, generations of them. Why should today's burdens fall back onto them? They were there for us. Now let's be there for them. Your local Wisconsin energy providers and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund are working together to deliver Wisconsin veterans in crisis heat, power, and help staying in their home. But they can't do it alone. Donate today.
It's time to set the record straight on who has the best beef. This is the Hy-Vee Beef Standards Book, and here's all you really need to know. Hy-Vee's pickier. Their cattle are even hand-selected. Some make claims, but Hy-Vee has the best beef. That's a fact. So enjoy your Hy-Vee steak this weekend. You've earned it.
Wipes, wipes, wipes. Why the waste? Garnier Micellar Cleansing Water with reusable Eco-Pad. Micelles work like a magnet. Now leave less mascara residue than the leading wipes. With no wipe waste. Garnier Micellar Cleansing Water and reusable Eco-Pad by Garnier, naturally.
Ugh-stipated. Feeling weighed down by a backed up gut. Miralax is different. It works naturally with the water in your body to unblock your gut. Free your gut and your mood will follow.
It's Summerfest, the only time of year you can bring your I haven't heard live music in 27 months self, your festival food for lunch and dinner self, your I saw them before they made it big self, and of course, your I've hit 12 stages, walked 6 miles, and it's only day 1 self. It's time to bring your best self. Summerfest, presented by American Family Insurance.
What was that?
Nothing. Gorilla Super Glue.
Brush for edge-to-edge coverage and nozzle for precise application all in one. For the toughest jobs on planet Earth.
Reynolds Wrap makes it easy to cook and clean up meals in no time. So I didn't miss all the fun stuff.
Easy prep, cook, and clean with Reynolds Wrap.
Ever wonder if you can improve your mental health strength to handle life's highs and lows more productively? I sit down with Dr. Bashad to find out.
And we're going to be tracking some potential storms heading into our 4th of July. We'll have your forecast Sunday morning from 6:30 to 8.
You're watching
watching News 3 Now at 10.
A Canadian paddleboarder is setting out on a journey to cross all 5 Great Lakes, something he's been looking forward to doing for years. Quinn Gorham shares his incredible story. Now he's not letting his disability get in the way of achieving his dreams.
When Mike Shorman was diagnosed with Ramsay-Hunt syndrome in 2018, his heart sank.
After I received the diagnosis, I stood in an ENT doctor's office with my dad, and I remember I just had tears streaming down my face, and he said, "Your paddleboarding's done. You're never going to paddleboard again."
Ramsay-Hunt syndrome is a neurological condition that can cause permanent damage to one's vision, hearing, and muscles. For Shorman, the disease also affected the one thing he used every time he stepped onto a paddleboard: his balance.
For me, when I turn my head from side to side or up and down, I get very dizzy. It's like a carousel inside my head. And in the initial stages, when I was walking, I couldn't even walk in a straight line.
But Shorman was determined to not only paddleboard again, but become the first person with disabilities to do it across all 5 of the Great Lakes.
And I thought, okay, well, we can set out to do these crossings. I just have to make sure that I'm strong enough to be able to do 5 back-to-back all in one summer.
After months of training, Shorman started his journey on Lake Erie, on May 29th, becoming the first person with disabilities to accomplish the feat. An inspiring moment, but Shorman still had 4 other lakes to go.
And then 10 days later, I set out to do Lake Huron, and it took me 28 hours and 22 minutes, which was brutal.
All right, there he is, the night paddle.
Now, Shorman will take on Lake Superior, a task he says he and his team are prepared for.
We've got first aid trainers on the boat. We've got people who know what my nutrition and what my diet's going to be like.
It's all part of a monumental journey, but one he hopes can inspire people far beyond the Great Lakes.
People with disabilities are capable of achieving things when people believe in them. And I hope it inspires kids to dream big.
Shorman's going to start his journey across Lake Superior on Tuesday. After that, he's going to move on to Lake Michigan and then Lake Ontario. All right, Chief Meteorologist Gary Canolti joins us now again. And Gary, you got some weather-related stories for us, right?
Yeah, you know, kind of interesting. There was a big balloon fest in Provo, Utah, but boy, the winds really kicked in there, and unfortunately, as the first day of this festival got off to a rocky start, some of the winds blew down the balloons. Fortunately, nobody was injured, or none of the balloons were damaged, but the very strong winds made it very difficult to inflate the balloons, and it probably was a microburst that caused this. And what happens with a microburst, basically, is you get a thunderstorm that builds up, and you got rain falling out of it, but you have dry air that's being pulled in from outside the storm. So what happens is that dry air gets into the storm, the rain falls into the dry air and evaporates, and so that cools the air. The air becomes heavier, more dense, and falls through the storm. And as it does so, you have strong winds that flow out of the base of the storm, hitting the ground, almost like taking a garden hose and pointing it right toward the ground. And when that happens, you can cause some very strong damage. In fact, in rare cases, you can get winds up to 150 miles per hour. Most of the time, it's like a 60 or 70 mile per hour wind gust. A microburst is an area of damage that's less than 2 miles in diameter. If it's greater than that, it's called a macroburst. Usually, we refer to them as strong straight line winds, but that's probably what happened in Provo. You didn't see any rain falling out of the clouds when those winds hit the balloons there. Well, the rain that we had earlier has moved off to the east. The air is a little bit more humid than it was when the showers started, but still they are not totally humid yet. We will see that happen as we head into the 4th of July. Monday, the Storm Prediction Center has a marginal risk of isolated severe thunderstorm, high winds and hail, the main threats, along with heavy rain. 3 things you need to know in the forecast. Look for a warm day tomorrow. High temperatures, it should be warm, with high temperatures in the mid-80s. Then the 4th of July on Monday, we'll see humidity levels increase, and that will continue all the way through next weekend and beyond. And some thunderstorm chances arrive on the 4th of July, probably through Thursday as well. 4th of July itself, it won't be a complete washout, but when it rains, it could rain hard. Temperatures probably reaching the lower 80s in the afternoon, and we'll see some scattered off and on thunderstorms. Tropical storm Bonnie formed in the Atlantic Ocean, crossed over Central America, and now is out in the the Pacific Ocean. Very rare for this. Maximum sustained winds at tropical storm force, but it is forecast to become either a very strong tropical storm or a minimal hurricane, but fortunately looks like it'll stay off the Mexican coast and kind of die out over the waters of the Pacific Ocean. Meantime, tropical storm warnings remain in effect for parts of North Carolina. This is for what's now Tropical Depression, Colin. It formed as a tropical storm right around Myrtle Beach and just kind of hugged the coast. A very minimal tropical storm. Maximum winds right now are less than 40 miles per hour, and it's forecast to basically move into the Atlantic Ocean and fall apart probably within the next 24 to 36 hours. High temperatures today, 70s and 80s in our parts of the Midwest. Farther to the south, that's where the 90s are. Temperatures right now pretty comfortable, but the dew point temperatures mainly in the lower 60s and upper 50s here. They are noticeably more humid to the south, and as that moisture works its way back northward, our chances for rain will go up. So look for a high of 86 tomorrow with partly sunny skies, very warm, but not too humid. 4th of July, 83, and we'll see some scattered showers and thunderstorms with higher humidity. On future track, look for just an outside chance of a shower or thunderstorm overnight, maybe a little patchy fog, lows in the lower 60s. Dry during the day tomorrow, highs in the mid 80s. Then tomorrow night should stay dry. And on the 4th of July, here come the showers and thunderstorms. The first batch giving us somewhere around maybe a 1/10 to a 1/4 of an inch of rain, but heavier rain possible Monday night. You can see the 7 to 10 day forecast. Showers and thunderstorms in the forecast Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Not an all-day rain on any of those days, but when it rains, it could rain hard. And you add up the precipitation, we could be looking at somewhere between about 1 and 3 inches of rain between 4th of July and Thursday, which would be good news if we could spread it out over that time period. Humidity stays high, and so do the temperatures through next weekend.
Yeah, you mentioned earlier about us needing some rain, and
you just don't want it all at once. That's,
yeah.
You know, that's the key.
I wanted to ask that. Was, you know, rain is a good thing, but I'm guessing
there will be some places that get too much, but that'll probably be the exception.
All right. Thanks, Gary.
Okay.
Next, Mark Murphy reveals some plans for both the Packers and himself in his monthly column. We're going to have much more on what he discussed in Murphy Takes 5 coming up next in sports.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Every day, millions of innocent couches are being flattened, overused, and abused. They're crying out for help. Hi, I'm Greg Marcus. Please consider giving that dent in your couch a break by watching your next movie at Marcus Theaters. Start by going online to see what's playing. Because the couch you save may be your own.
At USAA, we've been called too exclusive because we only serve those who honorably serve. All ranks, all branches, and their eligible family members. Yep, that is exclusive, and we're fine with that.
7-day-old tuna casserole.
How'd you know that?
Even my nose is strong. You need Hefty Ultra Strong. It has Arm & Hammer, continuous odor control. Hefty, Hefty, Hefty. Oh, and Toby needs a bath. Stay one step ahead of Stinky.
Politicians have been threatening it. Now the Supreme Court's done it, triggering a ban on nearly all abortions in Wisconsin, even in cases of rape and incest. And Senator Ron Johnson sided with them on overturning Roe v. Wade, punishing doctors and hurting people, putting our health and reproductive rights in danger. Johnson even said, if you don't like it, you can move. Tell Senator Ron Johnson to protect us, not punish us.
Dear gas prices, Toyota's hybrid lineup says, go take a hike. Because we bring efficiency with power and savings with style. Think you can stand in our way? We got this. Toyota Hybrids.
Get 1.75% APR for 48 months on a new 2022 Toyota Corolla, Camry, RAV4, Highlander, or Tacoma. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Keep life zesty with Zantac 360 Degrees. Heartburn can't stop this party because Zantac 360's triple action prevents, relieves, and lasts, working in as little as 15 minutes. Keep life zesty with Zantac 360.
With Choice Hotels, there's always a reason to book it. Whatever your reason, book over 7,100 locations at choicehotels.com.
Champion some
savings are here. Don't miss our best window sale. Right now, buy 2 windows, get 2 free.
At Champion, we make buying new windows easy. Unlike some other companies, at Champion, we control every aspect of the process. We design it, we build it, we install it, and we guarantee it for life.
Keep the heat out this summer with new energy-efficient windows from Champion. Buy 2 windows, get 2 free. Call or go online to book your free estimate. GetChampionWindows.com.
To be able to replicate what the Brewers did last night against the Pirates, that would be tough. 19 runs that included 4 homers and a grand slam. I mean, impressive is an understatement, but hey, they could at least try. Crews start swinging the hot bats early. First inning, runners on the corners. Colton Wong takes it the other way to plate the first run of this game. But the Pirates, they answer soon after. They put together a 3-run third, and that gives them the lead. The Brewers, they're going to try to rally with some help of a Christian Yelich homer, but they just can't get it done. The Pirates win this one 7-4. The series finale is tomorrow at 12:35, and Brandon Woodruff is getting the start. In the minor leagues, the Skycarp and Cubs are back for Game 2. Beloit not able to bounce back from last night's loss. They're going to try to avoid the sweep tomorrow. The series finale is set for 6:25. And in the Northwoods League, Mallards complete the 2-game sweep of the Green Bay Rockers, winning 10-5 tonight. Mallards return home for 1 game with Fond du Lac tomorrow night at 5:05. It's one of the biggest sports stories over the last couple of days, the Big Ten expansion that's coming in 2024 with the additions of USC and UCLA. Well, as expected, the fallout from the announcement is kicking up speculations while also raising questions about what are other conferences going to do and what's Notre Dame going to do. A lot of moving parts following the decisions by USC and UCLA, and with that, we got to talk about them coming into the Big Ten fold with Badger legend Jonathan Taylor while he was in town yesterday.
I like it because it gives a chance for these Big Ten teams to have a competition against some other teams that they would have, like I said, never recently played until maybe a bowl game or a playoff game. And I think it's real good for the sport of football, the game of football, to just have all of these teams be able to clash with one another and be able to compete against the best around the nation.
First Saturday of the month means a new edition of Murphy Takes 5, and today the Packers president details his retirement date. Mark Murphy will retire from his duties in 2025 due to an organization bylaw set in place for board members, saying that they are required to retire at 70. He went on to say, "It has been an honor and a privilege to serve as the Packers president. I plan on making the last 3 years as successful as possible with multiple Super Bowl championships." The Xfinity Series takes over Road America today for the Henry 180, and the ending of this race is one for the books. On the final lap, Kyle Larson, he's in the lead, but here comes Ty Gibbs on the inside corner. He edges Larson, goes on to win the Henry 180 at Road America. And it's moving day at the John Deere Classic, but the top of the leaderboard is staying put. JT Poston takes the lead in round 1. He continues to stay dialed in, enters the 3rd round atop at 16 under. Lands in the bunker on 2. He sinks his first birdie of the round, but the shot of the day, it's got to be his eagle on 17. Poston takes a 3-shot lead into the final round. We'll be right back.
Oh, yeah. Look out.
Wipes, wipes, wipes. Why the waste? Garnier Micellar Cleansing Water with reusable Eco-Pad. Micelles work like a magnet. Now leave less mascara residue than the leading wipes. With no wipe waste. Garnier Micellar Cleansing Water and reusable Eco-Pad by Garnier, naturally.
Ugh, stipated. Feeling weighed down by a backed up gut. Miralax is different. It works naturally with the water in your body to unblock your gut. Free your gut and your mood will follow.
In America, the future belongs to everyone. So we built Ford Escape with an available head-up display and pre-collision assist. And Ford Edge with available enhanced active park assist and intelligent all-wheel drive. Both are IIHS top safety picks. That's value built for America. Ford SUVs. Drive one today. Choose FlexBuy on a 2022 Ford Escape or Edge SUV and get 0% financing for 66 months only at your local Ford dealer.
Here's a dose of reality. Driving under the influence of prescription painkillers is just as illegal and just as deadly as driving drunk. In fact, drugged driving deaths in Wisconsin have increased nearly 200% over the past 10 years. Help prevent drugged driving, and let's achieve 0 preventable deaths on Wisconsin roadways. Driving on pills kills.
Hy-Vee hot deals are super hot this Friday through Sunday. Fresh ground beef, only $2.99. Pepsi products, get 4 for only $11.88 when you buy 4. Whole seedless watermelon, only $3.48 with coupon. Pork loin back ribs, only $3.99 a pound. And the savings are hotter than hot on Doritos, only $1.99 with coupon. Scan the QR code and check out HyVeeDeals.com for more deals.
When my family opened the first Culver's in Sauk City, Wisconsin, you know what we did? We gave it our all, making sure everyone felt welcome, sharing our favorite foods from around the state, like Butterburgers and fresh frozen custard, greeting every guest with all our heart, crafting each meal with care, believing a smile makes everything taste better. And it's a tradition we bring with us yet today, from our hometown to yours. Welcome to Delicious.
Reynolds Wrap makes it easy to cook and clean up meals in no time. So I didn't miss all the fun stuff.
Easy prep, cook, and clean with Reynolds Wrap.
What was that?
Nothing. Gorilla Super Glue.
Brush for edge-to-edge coverage and nozzle for precise application all in one. For the toughest jobs on planet Earth.
Call for action only on News 3 Now. You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
All right, Gary, take us home with a very important forecast.
Yeah, it's actually pretty nice out there. Maybe a little patchy fog in a few spots, but the rain is pretty much gone. Can't rule out an isolated shower or storm popping up overnight. Temperatures are in the middle 60s. Dew point temperatures are in the lower 60s. So again, there could be some patchy fog. Look for a low tonight of about 62. High tomorrow, 86. Be dry for tomorrow. 4th of July, we'll see some shower and thunderstorm chances with highs in the lower 80s, and then showers and storms in the forecast Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Warm and humid through next weekend.
All right, thanks so much, Gary, and thanks so much for joining us. Good night, everyone.